everyone. Hope you had a wonderful Christmas, and we are back to read another chapter of the Jesus Storybook Bible. So it looks like this week we are reading The Forgiving Prince, and this is Joseph and his brothers from Genesis 37 to 46. I guess we're rearranging.
No, I'm going downside. Okay. Jacob had 12 sons, but of all his sons. I think that's Jacob.
Yeah, no, Jacob is the dad. So Jacob had 12 sons, but of all
I think that's the.
That's all the brothers. Here, we'll show everyone so they can see. So we have Jacob, and we have Joseph, and we have all the other sons there. So let me read. So Jacob had 12 sons, but of all his sons, Joseph was his favorite. One day, Jacob gave Joseph a splendid new robe. It was beautiful and rich with all the colors of the rainbow, but it made Joseph's brothers jealous. They wanted rich rainbow robes too. Then, to make matters worse, Joseph kept on having these special dreams. I dreamed I was the greatest. I was king, Joseph told his brothers, and you all bowed down to me. Now, I'm sure you know, even if Joseph didn't, that telling your brothers things like that isn't a very good idea. Joseph's brothers hated him even more. They wanted to kill Joseph and his dreams. And one day, that's exactly what they tried to do. They tore Joseph's rainbow robe off him and sold him to slave traders for 20 pieces of silver. The traders took Joseph to Egypt and made him into a slave. The brothers went home and lied to their father, telling him that Joseph was dead. That's the end of that dreamer, they thought. But they were wrong. God had a magnificent dream for Joseph's life, and even when it looked...
Why did it turn into that?
Yeah, so James is asking about this picture, and so he's now a slave. So they have him in chains, and he has to follow wherever they go, because now they own him. So that's what that image is. That's chains, because now he's his slave, and he belongs to him now.
But why is now Joseph a slave?
That's what his brothers did. They sold him. Okay, so God had a magnificent dream for Joseph's life, and even when it looked like...
Is he gonna come back today?
Yeah, well, let's read the story and we'll find out. So God had a magnificent dream for Joseph's life, and even when it looked like everything had gone wrong, God would use it all to make the dream come true.
Wait, is that Joseph's?
That's his robe. It's no longer his robe because they tore it and took it. God would use everything that was happening to Joseph to do something good. Meanwhile, though, things were not looking good for Joseph in Egypt. He was far from home and from his dad. Then he got blamed for something he didn't do, and even though he had done nothing wrong, he was punished and thrown in jail. But God had not left Joseph.
Wait. Is that Joseph?
Yeah, so he's in jail because he was punished for something he didn't do. One night, Pharaoh, king of Egypt, had a scary dream about thin cows gobbling up fat cows. What on earth did it mean? He didn't know, but Joseph was a dream expert, so Pharaoh sent for him. It means a famine is coming, Joseph explained. There won't be enough food. Pharaoh was so pleased by Joseph's skill that he immediately took Joseph out of jail and made him a prince. Now back home, Joseph's brothers had run out of food and everyone was hungry. God's special family was in danger. If they didn't get food soon, they would starve to death. So Joseph's brothers traveled to Egypt to buy food. They came and knelt before the prince. His brothers didn't know that the prince was Joseph, but Joseph knew who they were. Joseph's dream...
Is that the prince or no?
Yeah, so that's Joseph. He's now the prince, and that's his brothers coming. We'll show everyone here. So that's the Pharaoh having the dream about cows. The skinny and the fat.
Why is his hair down now?
Well, that's in those days. That's what princes looked like, and so that's the brothers coming. They don't know that that's his brother Joseph, now a prince, but Joseph knows that that's his brothers. Okay. Joseph's dream, the one about his brothers bowing down to him, was coming true. "It's me," Joseph cried. When they saw it was Joseph, his brothers were afraid. They had wronged Joseph. They had sinned and they knew it. Now Joseph would certainly punish them. But Joseph looked at his brothers, and his eyes filled with tears. Even though his brothers had hurt him and hated him and wanted him dead, in spite of everything, he couldn't stop loving them. His heart, which they had broken, filled up with love, and Joseph forgave them. That's the Prince Joseph with his brothers that came there. But let me keep reading. Or you want everyone to see? So that's what James was asking about. So we'll keep reading about that. So his heart, which they had broken, filled up with love, and Joseph forgave them. Joseph threw his arms around them. "Don't be afraid," he said. "Behind what you were doing, underneath everything that was happening, God was doing something good. God was making everything right again." Joseph didn't punish them. He rescued them. He brought God's special family to live safely with him in Egypt. One day, God would send another prince, a young prince, whose heart would break. Like Joseph, he would leave his home and his father. His brothers would hate him and want him dead.
Wait, is that baby Jesus?
No, but that's what they're talking. He would be sold for pieces of silver. He would be punished even though he did nothing wrong. But God would use everything that happened to this young prince, even the bad things, to do something good, to forgive the sins of the whole world. So you're right, they were talking about Jesus. They were just showing how it was similar to what Joseph was. Yeah, well first, let's see if we have a coloring page for this week. Let's see here. Yep, we do. It says Joseph was Jacob's favorite son. Jacob made him a special coat. So you can color that and remember the story. And yeah, that's all from there. And then we have a bonus story. We have one of Joseph and the colorful coat that came with a little guy many years ago. Oh, it was an Easter gift from Grandma. Okay, Joseph and the colorful coat. Let's see if I can show it so they can see it. Joseph was a bright young lad, his father's pride and joy. "My son, you are my favorite one," this dad said to his boy. Then Joseph's father grinned. "Hey, Joe, I've got a gift for you." Joseph was excited. Something shiny, something new. "A coat of many colors," Joseph beamed with lots of glee, but his brothers only grumbled. "How about me? And me and me?" Orange and purple, red and yellow, green and royal blue. Of course, his many brothers wanted rainbow jackets too. Then Joseph had a dream from God. Strange visions filled his head. "One day, I'll be the boss of you," he confidently said. This made his brothers angry, pitch a hissy fit and yell. "We'll never do what Joseph says. Let's toss him in a well." But wait, they saw a caravan.
Nice.
No, it's not nice. But wait, they saw a caravan of camel riding guys and sold their brother Joseph, who had teardrops in his eyes. Before he left, they stole his coat and brought it to their dad. Then they lied about their brother. Something ate him. It was bad.
Not really.
Yeah. Joseph got to Egypt, where they hauled him off to jail, but God was still beside him in that gloomy dungeon cell. Soon Joseph understood the dreams of every prisoner friend. "One day you'll help Pharaoh out," his next-door neighbor grinned. Pharaoh summoned Joseph to his sparkling palace gates. "I've had the strangest dream, Joseph. Tell me, what's my fate?"
Who's Pharaoh?
So that's the Pharaoh. So Joseph said, "For 7 years your land will have much food. You'll then be hungry 7 more and in an awful mood." Pharaoh said, "I'm putting you in charge of everything." So Joseph stored up tons of food to help this stressed out king. The bad years came and Joseph fed each person, child, and lamb. His brothers came and Joseph asked, "Remember who I am?" "It's me, your brother," Joseph said. "I'm grateful that you're here." With humbled hearts, they thanked the Lord and cried some happy tears. They asked, "Do you forgive us?" Joseph answered, "Yes, I do. Because of God, we can forgive. Yes, even brothers too." There we go. Well, have a good week, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Happy New Year!
Bye.